What is up, dudes and dudettes? I am the mystical green beanie, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you my opinions and predictions on the future of the DC Extended Universe, or at least the films that are in the near future, which is everything from Batman v Superman to Justice League Part 1. And I'm going to be doing this in chronological order, so I guess that means we're going to start off with Batman v Superman. Okay, so there's no delicate way I can put this. This movie is gonna suck. Now, will it suck as hard as Fantastic Four? No. Will it suck as hard as Batman and Robin? No, not at all. But will it suck about as much as Iron Man 2 sucked? Yep, pretty much 100%. And the reason it'll suck is not because of the dialogue, not because of the set design, not because of the costuming or any of that stuff. It'll suck because, again, much like Iron Man 2, it'll be forcing itself to be the foundation for a cinematic shared universe, and that forced nature of the film is really going to hinder the movie storytelling, and instead of ending up with an awesome movie, we're going to be left with a jumbled pile of crap. Again, that's the most delicate way I can put it, and as I said before, this is just my opinion, these are my predictions. I could be wrong, but based off everything that I've seen, I highly doubt that I'm wrong. Now, moving on to the next film, The Suicide Squad. I feel the polar opposite on this movie. I feel like this film is going to be the highlight of 2016. And you want to know the reason why? Well, it's simple. Suicide Squad, unlike Batman v Superman, isn't forcing itself to build a universe. The world building is coming from the sheer number of supervillains that are in the film. There's Batman characters, a Firestorm villain, a Flash villain, a Wonder Woman villain, and not only that, but it isn't the stepping stone to anything else. Based off what I've seen, it looks like it's gonna be a self-contained story, and that makes me even more hopeful for this movie, because that means that the creators only have to focus on the story that they're telling in the moment, as opposed to Batman v Superman that has to set up all these heroes and a more threatening villain, and they have to set up all these backstories and whatnot. And this movie doesn't really have to worry about that. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I love Zack Snyder, but David Ayer, in my humble opinion, is just a stronger director than Zack Snyder. I'm not throwing any shade at all, but that's just my personal opinion. Oh, and also, on a more personal note, I was introduced to the Suicide Squad through the New 52 with the Adam Glass run, and this movie is clearly taking heavy inspiration from that, and that just really excites me on a personal level. But anyways, on to the next installment in the DC Extended Universe, Wonder Woman. Now, just based off everything that I've seen and heard, which, granted, isn't much, but I gotta say, I'm really pumped for this movie. I can't wait. Even that 90-second little clip that they showed us in the DC Extended Universe's Dawn of the Justice League on CW had the hairs on the back of my neck tingling. Oh man, like I really feel like Patty Jenkins and her team really understand this character. You know, there's even a scene, it's like a 5-second little scene, where we see Diana walking through what appears to be mustard gas. And just the pure terror and confusion and depression in Diana's eyes really sold me on this movie, because it really makes sense that a person who was raised as royalty and fought for sport and lives in a relatively peaceful society that was shut off from the outside world would be mortified by the horrors of the real world. But, you know, then they go on to talk about Diana's kindness and her philosophy towards life, and that just really got to me. And not only that, but I was also really sold on Gal Gadot, who I've made no secret on this channel, I was really hesitant on, and I didn't think that she would have the presence to carry a character such as Wonder Woman, because I'm just not too sure about her acting ability. But thankfully, this clip, while it's not, it hasn't erased those feelings, I feel more at ease with the idea of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman now. Oh, and I want to point this out, I was only ever really concerned with her acting ability. Not her physique, her acting ability. Because that's the shit that really matters. And it's been proven by other actors that you don't need to look anything remotely like the original character to be the definitive version of that character. Hint hint, wink wink, we have a 7-foot tall Wolverine, and he's been there for 16 years, and I don't see anyone batting any eyes. Also, this is about as big as I think she's gonna get. So get the fuck over it. I'm sure that if she's great, then her bust size is gonna be the last thing on our minds. Oh, and one last thing. All these comments like, oh, this bitch needs to eat a sandwich, and oh, she needs implants, her tits aren't big enough, and shit like that, just, I hate to break it to you, but you're kind of being a body-shaming dick. And we have enough of those on the internet already, so if you could please not be a dick, that would be wonderful. And finally, the Justice League. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Batman v Superman is gonna suck ass. However, and if I may still make Iron Man 2 comparisons, we wouldn't have the Avengers without Iron Man 2. Hell, we wouldn't have the MCU as it exists currently without Iron Man 2. And if I knew back then that I would have to suffer through that hunk of garbage to get to the expansive universe that we have today, whether it is what I would have wanted it to turn into or not, I can't deny that it laid the foundation for a functioning and thriving Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I feel like Batman v Superman is gonna be the same. And out of Batman v Superman's suckiness, we're gonna get one kick-ass Justice League movie. Because by this time, I'm sure that through all the clunkiness of Batman v Superman, we'll at least have a foundation to build the Justice League off of. And by now, I'm sure all the actors will be comfortable in their roles, and the writers and creators behind the scenes will have a firm grasp on how everything is supposed to work out. If not, well then this DC Extended Universe is kinda screwed. But I don't favor the latter argument in this case. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for the DC Extended Universe, or at least the next 4 films anyways. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel. If you want to see more content like this, all you gotta do is subscribe. I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and it is 4:32 in the morning. I really gotta get some sleep because I have to go to work in about 3.5 hours. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, guys, as always, until next time, adios, nachos, adios.